Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. As always, I'm your host, Mayor Patemi. Getting right back into it here, going into our next segment, to our third segment. Um, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Memphis Grizzlies. I apologize for that. I don't know why that format is so weird. I thought I fixed that before I hopped on here, but no biggie. The Oklahoma City Thunder coming back in this one. 29 points down, as you can see. This game was weird. I won't lie. This game raised eyebrows. I was watching this game and was just shell shocked at what I was witnessing. The Oklahoma City Thunder beating the Memphis Grizzlies by 51 points in the first game, in game one. Winning game two by almost 20 points. Have won the last 14 matchups, I believe, by an 18-point margin. And the Memphis Grizzlies are 0-14 against the Thunder over the last 2 years. That's the Oklahoma City Thunder team we're talking that showed up in Memphis last night and fell behind a Memphis Grizzlies team that took it to them all night long in the first half. That first half was completely one-sided for the Memphis Grizzlies, and it was honestly an unbelievable performance. I don't know how else to slice it. I did not expect, from a viewer's perspective, I was sitting there watching it like, what am I watching right now? Because Ja Morant, Scottie Pippen Jr. was lights out from three-point range in that first half. Desmond Bane pitching in a lot. Steven Aldama, or Santi Aldama, pitching in, playing unbelievable basketball. Just Jaren Jackson Jr. as well, giving Chet Holmgren a lot of problems in the post after struggling against him in game one, having a good game two, and then now coming back in game three and continuing to build on these performances. Ja Morant had a lot to do with their strengths, with their success in that first half. Just playing great team basketball, shooting the ball pretty well. Just overall great performance from him. 15 points in the first half. This lead bloomed all the way up to 29 points at one point. 29 points in the second quarter. I believe it was like it was six. The numbers that come to, I don't know exactly what the 29-point lead was, but I remember it was 63-37 at one point in the second quarter with about 4 minutes to play. Apologize for that. Then Ja Morant happens. Ja Morant going up for a dunk. I believe he got a lob. Lu Dort standing in the way, losing his footing, slipping to the side. Just stands up like this while Ja Morant goes up for the tomahawk dunk. And next thing you know, it's pretty much, imagine like this. The guy falls right over, goes horizontal, perpendicular with the ground, and Ja Morant goes hip first into the floor. Hip first, and looked immediately grabbing at that left hip. Could not walk after the game. Could not move. Could not really move after the game. Could barely walk into the locker room. Just looked like very similar to what Jimmy Butler went through against the Houston Rockets last night or 2 nights ago. Just pretty much opposite. Flip it the other way around. Jimmy Butler falling on his backside. Ja Morant falling on his front. Both pelvic contusions being listed as pelvic contusions right now. But this could be it for the Memphis Grizzlies after that injury, because especially an energizer bunny like Ja Morant for this team means so much overall with how much they use Ja Morant across the board, not only in the front court, not only to facilitate the offense, but just to spark runs, just being able to, on the defensive end of the ball, using him with Jaren Jackson Jr. in the pick and roll. Just overall, they use him in so many different ways, and he's a superstar in the making. He has a lot of off the court issues in these playoffs, especially last night. If he had won that game last night and made the series 2-1, a 2-1 series, winning a game against the Oklahoma City Thunder after losing to the team by 51 points in game one. Say you had won game three. You go to game four. You win game four. It's a 2-2 series going back to Oklahoma City Oklahoma City. You have a chance once again. Not only to make this, you not only have made the series interesting, you have a chance to shock the world in a team against a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder that are had the number one regular season record, had the best record in the regular season this year, having over 65 wins, which is unbelievable, winning 65 out of 80 games. And then on the flip side, a team like the Memphis Grizzlies that have struggled since firing their coach with 3 weeks to go in the regular season, coming back, having a new head coach, coming back after losing badly, losing 2 games by a large stretch in games 1 and game 2, coming back in game 3 and game 4 and having a different sense of attitude, having a different performance, having a different energy around the team. It's just unfortunate to see. And if that is what how this series ends up, if that is the end for Ja Morant, if this series ends up as a sweep, people are going to look over at that moment and say, what could have happened? That was another what if. That could be the what if, one of the what if moments of the 2025 NBA playoffs. I don't want to speak on this too much just because it's a call. The refs are the refs. I personally think if you called the Kentavious Caldwell-Pope foul on Jason Tatum, a flagrant foul, if you called I don't know if you guys remember what's his name? I can't remember his name. The rookie, Jalen Wells for the Memphis Grizzlies, who had a similar injury with a player that undercut him as he was going for a dunk against Charlotte Hornets. The player got called for a flagrant penalty too, and exactly in the similar fashion that Lu Dort was, but definitely not as dirty. But in a similar way the play was. Of course, Jalen Wells now out with a broken wrist because of that play. But this one in a similar fashion, Lu Dort undercutting Ja Morant while he's going for a dunk. Ja Morant falls hip first. It was a dangerous play. If you're calling fouls for 3-point shooters when a defender crowds the airspace of a shooter, crowding his ankle space, crowding his feet where his landing space, and you're calling that a flagrant foul because of a dangerous act, because of the potential of injury, how are you not calling this a flagrant foul because of the potential of injury? A player flying through the air, Lu Dort goes like this, raises his hands up, trying to seemingly protect himself. I mean, it's an instinctual thing, but and I know he's in a bad position. He's slipping. He's going to fall to the floor. But at what point do you just say, you can't do that? Like, I know it's not intentional, but it's a dangerous act. It caused an injury that changed the transparency of this series. And I don't know. I just think it could have been called a flagrant penalty. 1 is my only take on it. And yeah, I'm not saying Lu Dort should have been ejected from this game. I was just saying it should have been called a flagrant penalty 1. But it doesn't matter. The Thunder ending up winning this game 114-108, coming back from 29 points down, the second largest comeback in NBA history, in NBA playoff history. Successful, fully comeback. I think the biggest one was 31 points, but by the Clippers in 2019, if I remember the graphic correctly. Overall, just a stellar performance all around from the Oklahoma City Thunder, and major props. I'm projecting them to win this series in Game 4, decisively winning Game 4, and moving on to the second, being the first team to clinch their spot in the second round of this year's NBA playoffs. But I'm going to take another short break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the Los Angeles Clippers. Had a massive game against the Denver Nuggets. I did make a little bit of an oopsie yesterday. We'll talk a little bit about that. But, of course, we got to talk about the Los Angeles Clippers, Denver Nuggets. What ended up happening in this one? One team pretty much decisively beating the other team. Wasn't really a close game by any stretch, and we'll discuss everything that happened in this one. I'm going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Los Angeles Clippers, Denver Nuggets basketball.